There is a fundamental reason why goal setting, the way we're taught to do it, doesn't work for everyone. And in this video, I'm going to show you, with using an example of a coaching client of mine, and what we went through in planning for 2025, what it can look like for you with one question you can ask God that will unlock everything for you. Hi there, I'm Lisa van den Berg from accomplishyourpurpose.com, where we love walking through with you what it looks like to engage with God in your personal life circumstances, what it looks like in your personal life, your business, in your family, in society, all of the things you were created to do. And how by connecting to God, you can be far more successful in your life because you're being led and guided by Him instead of by yourself. So if you're new here, consider liking and subscribing this video, and then to this channel, share it with your friends so that we can really walk in the true identity of how God created us to be. It's an awesome place to be. So I was talking to a coaching client recently, and of course it's this time of year, we're coming to the end of one year and stepping into a new year. And they were thinking of setting their goals like they should do, right? Because we're at the end of the year and this is what we should do in order to walk into the new year well. But something really wasn't sitting right with them. They were resisting setting the goals. It brought in a whole lot of anxiety thinking of setting the goals. Nothing was working for them. And so we sat down in a coaching session talking to God and asking Him what was going on. And as we unpacked, we realized that setting goals the traditional way wasn't really working for them. And to be honest, it never really worked for me either, to make SMART goals, to sit down and to have measurable things and knowing exactly what it is that I want done, because it just makes me feel anxious, right? And this client was feeling the same way, that, it'd be a deadline that they might not be able to stick to, and then they'd feel bad about it, and it just, nothing was sitting right. And so on top of that was the guilt of shoulding to set goals, and they couldn't do that either. So now, part of what God shows us when these issues come up is that we have some inner healing opportunities, right? And once we've gone through all of those, and once we've asked the Lord, what are the opportunities here? What are you trying to show me? Where am I believing a lie that you can exchange for truth? Once all of that is sorted out, this is where we came to with my client, that there's a fundamental question that we get to ask God about any kind of goal setting, about any kind of plans that are being made, right? And it's beautiful. In Proverbs 16:9, he says, and man makes his plans, but the Lord helps him to walk them out, right? So the beauty is, and the instruction from God is that we get to make the plans. He needs to know, when we say to God, I was watching a Miles Monroe video the other day, it was just so profound. And how he explained Proverbs 16:9 is when we go to God and say, God, give me more money. He goes, for what? When we say, God, lead and guide me, he goes, to where? All right? I need to have something. You make the plans. It says, in his heart, a man makes his plans, and the Lord determines his steps. Right? So we get to sit with God and make plans, and it's God who then determines how it walks out. And this is where we often get stuck, is we have such a tight grip on how we think we want it to walk out, that God's going, no, don't hem me into that, because I have so much more for you, right? So this is the question that the Lord gave us yesterday that just unlocked this entire coaching session. It unlocked the person to be able to truly flourish in what we would call setting goals, right? And the question is, God, how do I engage with you and what you want to do in this coming year? Right? It's a powerful, powerful question, packed with wisdom coming from a relationship, with a heart desiring to see all that God wants to do, from a surrendered place, which we know is the most exquisite place to come from, in an invitation of the expectancy of the goodness of God in your life. And so as we ask this question, and as I ask this question of myself, and as I'm encouraging you to do too, God began to unpack the way He created this person to be. They respond to things by creativity and freedom and spontaneity. God has given them a whole lot of joy. They're one of those people that when they start laughing, everyone in the room starts laughing, even though you don't know what they're laughing about, right? They are hi, Hi, I'm the life of the party kind of person. They love to just become fully alive and discover things when they're working with their hands and not necessarily just thinking with their minds. And as we began to unpack and as God showed us the identity, the way He created this person to be, suddenly we were then able to go, well, how have you achieved things in the past? What does this look like? What does achieving look like for you and God, right? Such a fundamental question, right? So we said to the Lord, okay, what has it looked like to unpack things with you before? What does it look like to be able to achieve things with you, to have a measure of success with you, right? And as this person remembered how they've achieved things before, how they've had something in their heart to do, a plan in their heart to do, and how God determined their steps and walked it out, they were just filled with joy. All of the anxiety of setting goals left. They were filled with hope and expectation of good and drive and passion to know how they engage with God, how He created them to do so from identity, and how they got to do it now. Well, we sat down and wrote down a couple of core identity statements about them, what God was saying over them. And now they are excited to go into the new year, excited to set a goal, but in the way God created them to do it, in the way He likes to do it with them instead. So this is what I want to encourage you to do. Come across and visit us at accomplishyourpurpose.com. Let's set up a coaching session so we can unpack this with you and the Lord too. Specifically the way you were created to go from where you are to where you want to be, from what is happening in your life now to what God has for you, by asking this fundamental question of God, how would you like to unpack this with me? How do I get to do this with you in the way you created me to be? So, as always, Jesus is inviting you on this adventure today. Will you accept? Download the PDF journaling questions below. We put them together specifically for you each week so that you have some questions to go through with God on your own, right? So He can unpack things for you. And then, of course, we'd love to walk this out with you in a coaching session if that's the way you choose to go. So, bless you, bless you, bless you. And I will see you and your beautiful goals next time.